pick and ban.
See if Twila does this Corki again, because that was a pick that we saw over in spring as we jump into game 2 pick and ban, and Silas will be one of the first taken off the board, and Xiaopeng's Nidalee.
The oddities of the last game was the fact that Rise was available after the first round.
Made it so far through.
Exactly. Now, Dominus still ended up banning it in the second phase. But I was surprised that EDG just didn't want to pick it up on their side. Of course, they were still successful after that point. So there's no reason for them to change.
Looks like there's going to be no change from DMO as well. First pick locked in again, the Rek'Sai priority, and EDG, they can rinse and repeat. Meiko had a great game 1 on this Nautilus, so why should he change?
Yeah, Nautilus and Olaf. Literally no reason to change here, especially if you know that you were as happy as you were last game in the jungle matchup. Had a 2-level lead for a majority of it. No reason to change.
That's right. So 15 seconds just to see that rinse and repeat. But I can start theory crafting what Dominus Esports might change here in this game number 2. A response to the Olaf. You've got a lot of junglers taken off the board, so you've already got the Rek'Sai. What will accompany good with it?
I mean, look, it's going to be the same thing. I think Xayah and Rakan were just as strong last time around. Perhaps, if they're going to change anything up, perhaps the Rakan, because they couldn't actually get as strong of an engage as they would have hoped.
Yep.
He even sat in Fog of War for a long time, started up his ultimate so it wouldn't be a concern, and even then, like, it was still a long journey to get the instant CC on Meiko and iBoy. He's still going to try for it, picking up the Rakan back again, but it's tough for a Rakan in this world.
Does make a lot of sense to Mark. Of course, Rakan getting buffed, but we noticed the change that's come through. You can't flash with the quickness anymore in that 0.5 second window.
Now, here's where the changes should happen, unless if we start tricking VOD viewers that we're watching the exact same game and pick and ban and everything.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see, once again, the Syndra and Rise as banned. No, actually, they got the LeBlanc ban.
They got the LeBlanc last time, that's right.
That's true. Last time they were much more happier basing the Syndra than they were the LeBlanc. I want to see if that remains the same. So it goes back to our earlier discussion. Just seems like Dominus are saying it's not the composition, which I agree with. It's more so we made the poor decisions. It's a little bit ballsier. It's them having faith in who they are as a team, that they can make the better decision. Let's see if they go back to the Cassiopeia and Sion.
At the very least, you're not going to be taking away something like the Corki, which has been banned, but the LeBlanc, once again, is it going to be a rinse and repeat? Well, at the very least, Scout will not have the Corki, so it'll be a change instead. Priority towards the Cassiopeia, maybe. That fooled us for a second, but it is going to be the Cassiopeia for Scout.
There's a few picks that Twila is happy to go into that one with now. One is going to be, not the Corki, I'm trying to think. Not the Syndra either, the Jace. He's gone Jace to that one in the past.
Well, Jace has been banned away, so he's already slimmed out the opportunity.
Aurelion Sol has been an option for him in the past, but looking to hover over the Cassidon. They don't have to pick it immediately, but they have about 20 more seconds if they were to lock this in. 30 seconds, actually.
Kennen for now, though, so change in Changhong. It's not going to be the Sion. Dominus Esports, an entrance into game 2. This would be... But what do you do?
They're thinking this one through because currently with the Kennen that we have available, that gives them strong team fighting and then strong side lane push if it's going to be the Gunblade Kennen that we've seen at MSI. So they can go for side lane split push. They can either find a good side laner
or you can do this.
Boom, got that team fighter range ahead. The range advantage over the Cassiopeia makes this one a strong pick.
Sauron enters Summoner's Rift in game number 2. What do you match in that top lane? No, that's the final question to add for EDG, because when you have something like the Kennen, get into the skill matchup, give something good to Jinoo, and the Akali has made it all the way through once again, but this time we'll be locked on it.
All right. So here's my concern. I'm going to immediately talk about the negatives of the, I mean, everybody wants to be like hyping up the Vel'Koz, but it's a Vel'Koz with a significantly weaker jungler in comparison to what Jiejie has to offer. So a Vel'Koz that doesn't necessarily have the mobility, so it's nice that he's right now on heal and flash. You going to be saying something?
I was going to ask you, do you think this is going to be a Glacial Augment Vel'Koz?
Yes, I think so. 100%. It makes their team fighting a lot stronger, can be able to nail down some of the members. Oh, is that going to be a Cassiopeia top?
Changhong did it.
Yeah, so 5 seconds.
This is just going to be ironic. No, okay.
All right. We cool.
All right, sorry, I'll bring you back, Raz. Tell me more about Vel'Koz.
I was interested too. Okay. I was real interested in that one. But yeah, ultimately my biggest concern is if you don't have the Vel'Koz able to consistently shove out, bully the lane, because you know that Rek'Sai is going to have a problem in the specific jungle matchup, then it seems like he's going to be playing underneath his tower, at least should, after the first 4 levels is my thing.
Yep.
So we're just going to have to see how the jungle matchup ends up panning out. Last game, it was Rek'Sai having a lead, and then the other team fight that ended up getting 2 kills there for Olaf. So Jiejie was able to just absolutely ball out in the matchup, and it made it difficult for Dominus to really do much there.
It was first game returning back at the split. Some part of me thinks that this will be a little bit more calm coming into game number 2. Whether that raises eyebrows or not, depending on the Vel'Koz and how this goes in the first portion of the
Depending
game.
on how they play with the Vel'Koz, to your point, because the trick with Vel'Koz, sure, you can play it as a pick champion where you have, your ghosties, the glacial augment, essentially try and chase people down. But the best way to play a Vel'Koz is to be in position for a lot of these neutral objectives. I'm talking about Baron, Dragons, all of that. So when they come into you, that when EDG is looking to respond, that you can get your full ultimate off on a lot of these carries. And so I want to see Dominus play this one out correctly rather than trying to chase members down, because then that's not how you play with the Vel'Koz. He's going to be weak in being able to do that, especially with the flank pressure that Akali has to offer.
There's another part of that as well that we'll go into as we jump into game number 2. I love the new intro into Summoner's Rift here for Summer. It's already been exciting to start off game 1, but going into number 2, EDG versus Dominus. With their new look comes new responsibilities heading towards Worlds. This is the start of the journey against EDG. Now they need to bring it to game number 3. When you're a historic organization like EDG, of course you have the crowd support coming into summer. And I was going to say, for Dominus, small moral support there. I saw what looks like a daughter in the crowd. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's a father in the team, but it's exciting to see the fans still coming out for Dominus.
I think a majority of those fans coming in for EDG there too. So EDG, no matter what venue they come into, can always sell out a stadium. Yeah, it's always fun to see. But you're right to the point about Dominus always finding their fan base, but this is tough.
Look, I mean, they're going to lose it in an instant. Flash over! No, undertow. It's going to be Jinoo who follows through. He's whirling around. The heels up. Jiejie's going to get an undertow, but who's he going to give the kill to? Thank you, Olaf, and thank you for first blood.
An assist goal going over the solo laners too, so tough start there. Didn't expect them to be coming in for a top lane challenge.
Oh, iBoy used the summoner under 2 minutes once again. The Ignite gets dropped on down, and Raz, I'm sorry I said it was going to be slow this time around because we're already speeding up.
Yeah, this is rough. Just taking a look at the keystones here before we just talk about what nonsense we had to witness.
No glacial augment.
Yeah, Comet here, so he's going for the full DPS. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not really a fan of it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, he has lane strength there. Maybe he can challenge in the 2v2.
Oh, no.
God, please help me.
Jinoo doesn't have flash. That's the only reason Changhong is alive.
Help.
This is a good start for EDG, and that is saying something because... oh, yes!
No way! What the hell?
That is the jungler of EDG, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2019. Welcome to Summer, and welcome to Xiaopeng as he dies on in. Flashed on down, give Jiejie another kill on the Olaf, and just send Xiaopeng to the death.
Let no one tell you that you have zero confidence, my friend. That right there, shooting for the skies.
Would Clearlove do that? Well, actually, maybe he would.
AmLXG would do that.
Yes, he would.
I love the LPL, man.
And I'm starting to love Jiejie because that's a really good start, a really good look.
This is what we need. Clearlove wouldn't do that.
That's perfect. Well, for EDG, that's already a 1,000 gold lead. And you can see why when the Olaf comes on in, now takes away your red buff, and technically has 3 buffs. So actually, he hasn't taken his red just yet.
So just remember, everyone out there, the early trinket was placed on the red, so they had a great idea that Xiaopeng was going to it right then and there.
Yeah.
They had the timing and everything, so it made a lot of sense that Jiejie would flash for it, like 100%. Like, Rek'Sai needed to be on that side of the map. They definitely misread where he was going to be throwing the red buff. Thought it was going to be on the right side of the pit rather than the left, but they just ended up concluding their investigation on the Raptor camp.
It's a really good transition because now remember that Scuttlecrab spawns at 3:15, so naturally after going towards the red side, back towards the blue, the Scuttlecrab is there for Jiejie to pick up. Level 3 has an advantage and just walks through mid, going to help get the shove out onto Twila.
So this is the sad part for the Vel'Koz pick, right? I mean, we were talking about and saying that for it to succeed, it needed to have at least like Xiaopeng not fall in the jungle matchup.
Yep.
That has only been the worst situation for Xiaopeng.
It's true.
Last game, he was 2 levels behind because of an earlier skirmish. Now he's just completely out of the game. So good luck, Vel'Koz.
Twila left alone in the mid lane. At least Scout's not there to push him out. And I was, before the Chaos started, going to talk about this matchup a little bit more because Scout in a position to push Twila out.
That was smart here, just talking about how the wave was being managed. Because Twila was making the assumption that Scout was going back to base. So he's like, I don't want to hold the wave here and commit myself to be in the lane. He's just going to end up having a hard shove there.
Yep.
Scout stays, picks up the entire wave, and they're both going to back. So this actually works out well for Scout. For Twila, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, he made the worst decision, but he couldn't really do much about it because he didn't have vision on the Cassiopeia.
Yep. In the lane where, for Twila, still has a bit of a CS advantage to start the game off, has gone back and kind of optimized into many different things. Fairy Charm, Dark Seal, amplifying Totem there as well. And Xiaopeng trying to get himself back into the game. You mentioned before he was out of it for now. Well, 5 minutes in, towards the top side, trying to find a window into Jinoo, who still doesn't have his flash available. Yeah,
trying to get any point of bully here on the top side of the map. Now, one thing that's changed for the Kennen, oh, we're going to have to see what he can get down here. Oh, my God, Jinoo just playing it too safe.
Yeah, no energy there.
But the Kennen did receive a change in his overall kit. I would say overall it was a nerf. Is the fact that he was able to get... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, the change ultimately was the fact that Kennen's bonus flat magic and armor was taken out of his E and then moved to his ultimate.
Yep.
So, in the laning phase, that was fantastic to be able to have your E kind of just charge straight forward and skirmish against most champions. And then fantastic, right? Like, you win some of the skirmishes you have, especially with the range lead you have versus most matchups. Now it's in your ultimate, which is better in team fights, but like it's just more so on the windows that you had. You had such a large window. If we're just not talking about the ultimate, now he has to be smart with it.
Well, hang on, Raz. We've got a Petrifying Gaze in the mid lane. Hold that thought as Twila just walking away with his head held high. Now, here comes the Disintegration Ray onto Scout. The true damage is a lot to handle, and Scout will get the movement speed from the Noxious Blast to walk away. But getting closer here, and Twila actually forcing Scout out.
Yeah, I wonder if Scout is forced to base here. It really does force Jiejie's hand to be around mid lane and to let him push. And the way he's doing it, he's actually just trying to track Xiaopeng, which is smart.
Yeah.
The other way he could have done it was just literally the brute force, go mad and help him push out by queuing his entire wave, which is also viable. But he's making use of the lead that he has by just walking back up to Xiaopeng.
Still super scary because Jiejie is always close by. Just walked on in, stole a Raptor while you were talking there, Raz, and continued to walk on through, get the shove out, and guess what? Another Scuttle Crab for him to take away. Jiejie is so close to level 6. And looks like he'll get it pretty soon with another couple of clears.
He can stay in the lane after picking up those. That's a new reality Twila's have to figure out, and he's just going to... I think Twila would stop his base off that. Oh, he's not going to.
Good time, though, still for Jiejie. This is just continuing to grow out of hand. There's a Caulfield's Warhammer in the inventory of the Olaf. And it begins again. Well, Jinoo gets the shove in the top lane. He has a CS advantage. Mid is behind, but it doesn't matter for Scout because he's got the tier. He's starting to stack up with more comfortability. And iBoy, once again in a good position, building towards that Manamune again in game 2.
Ooh, you got to watch out, Changhong.
Will he get dove here is a real question. That's a Slicing Maelstrom, so remember the armor and magic resist comes through, but now disrupted. Jinoo walks away.
They can now allow Jinoo to shove this one in. And you're right about the armor and magic resist now being gone. Look for a dive topside. He's been stripped of that. So I want to see what they end up doing here. Jiejie has been on point in terms of just having direction so far in the series.
Yeah.
Going in.
Has full control. Perfect execution has been launched on down. Changhong gets dove now, but Jinoo takes 2 turret shots, walks away. He's very low. No commitment here from Changhong just yet. Jiejie is lurking by.
That would have been a great ultimate. You don't even need to be at a higher HP level if Olaf was in position. So if he was in the tri-bush or near the tri-bush, just run on in and be able to find that kill on the Kennen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he realized he was like, all right, I'm in the wrong spot here because he just moved away from the position. Didn't know where Rek'Sai was. Would have assumed that he'd be topside, answering the calls and cries of Changhong. So at the end, it just turns into a base there for Jinoo. I wanted to see a little bit more, but it's still fun to see both Jinoo and Jiejie being as active as ever.
It is a better news story, though, for Changhong because he was able to reset the wave, now pushing it out. Has the teleport available, and that's the advantage right now for DMO, that Jinoo, without that summoner, I said combat summoner because really in the first game it was. And Xiaopeng has moved down to the bottom side, still level 5 here on the Rek'Sai, but can they find Scout, who still has both summoners and the Petrifying Gaze? At this point, it just gets harder and harder, doesn't it? There's no move because Twila's got the wave in, and Xiaopeng is looking to continue part of that vertical jungling or go back to the top side, where Jinoo doesn't have the ult.
Yeah, Changhong does, though, so it is a good look for it. Okay, I guess we ain't going to see it.
We're going to look at bottom side because Meiko's just hooking away.
They didn't end up going for the dive anyways, so looks like Rek'Sai ended up calling it off. Good trade here.
Oh, can they find Scout? The flash is away. The end of it gives Twila something to look forward to, but that'll at least push out Scout a lane while we look back at the top side, and Slicing Maelstrom is back up and available. Look at the bottom side. If someone wants to fight, they fight all over. That's a great flash from Meiko, actually. He pops down with a depth charge and iBoy into the Killer Instinct while GALA and Muck just run for their lives. Can they get the turnaround while Xiaopeng across Summoner's Rift? Never mind. Let's just look at this fight first. Muck under turret. Needs one more shot.
Oh!
Thank you, iBoy. Flashes on in. Jiejie comes on in. This is 3 versus 1. Good GALA, say goodnight. Another one for EDG. The trade is a 2-for-1.
This is the type of game that your junglers just hate their lives. Every lane is fighting immediately. Now, it looked great for Dominus just through mid lane and top side of the map. So overall, if I'm just talking about trades, I'm happy for Dominus because not only did you get both summoners there from the Cassiopeia, but you made the dive happen top side.
Got something, yeah.
But what we all saw was, of course, the dive through the bottom side of the map, being able to get the 2 kills. So we're going to be able to see what we ended up missing at the top side. It was essentially Jinoo going all in on this one. And here is the weakness that I expected to see out of Jinoo, is being able to pick up these fights when you know your jungler is looking for a bottom side play.
Great reaction from Xiaopeng as well. Quick on the trigger finger on that flash, and him getting a kill upsets the balance of this jungle lead for Jiejie. He's 30 CS ahead in the jungle with 3 kills, but now the Rek'Sai getting at least 1 has set themselves up for Rift Arrow while Jinoo just walks on in, but it is secured once again by DMO while Jinoo is in the middle of the Shroud. Meiko's walked up as well. The dredge line does not connect, keeping Changhong alive. Rift Herald secured for the blue side.
Just trying to poke them out, see if they can get anything off of it. Only issue there was that Jiejie was at base, and then you have your AD carry at the bottom side of the map, so you don't have any real damage unless if you're looking towards your Akali in that situation. So
yeah.
Back to my point, that's an issue that I think Hart's going to just look back in the video sessions and really talk to Jinoo about, because these are issues that we saw in week 1, week 2 from Spring Split when Ray was in the team, was that every lane is confidence in themselves. They look to pick up the fight regardless of where your jungler is.
Yep.
And it's tough for Jiejie, who's in the bottom side of the map, who can help both mid lane and bottom side of the map. But he can't help Jinoo, and Jinoo's the one willing to take a 1v1 knowing that it will turn into a 1v2 very quickly. So it's tough, turned into a dive, and it gives now Dominus a way to play through to the top side.
Yeah, that's right. A way that wasn't played through in game number 1 because Changhong was on the Scion. Now with the carry potential of the Kennen and the kill going over to the Rek'Sai, things look a little bit more stable. But EDG still about a 2k gold lead, still leads in that bottom lane and getting worse and worse. This is going to be a big trade.
Dominus needs this. If being able to pick up that first turret, we'll have to see if it's going to be I mean, it's not even going to be a race at all. Actually, just hit it. Easy.
Good.
Now, I'm worried for the bottom side of the map, but I guess I should be more worried for Twila.
Can he get the tectonic displacement? Well, not if you're in Ragnarok. Just launch on down to the Vel'Koz. Oh, man. I wasn't there for the Vikings, but I'm sure it was something like that.
Goodbye, Captain Twila.
Oh, man. That was
fun.
That was rough. That was quick, but that's showing you the strength of the 4-0 Olaf.
So I was just once again looking at the textbook and saying that EDG will try and play through bottom side of the map, try and match the Rift Trail placement on the top side by not only chipping down the turret playing bottom lane, but also just completely forcing GALA and Mark off the tower.
Yeah.
Look at the CS margins. 24 CS lead there for iBoy. That's going to be somewhat evened out to maybe 19 CS once the full bot lane wave is taken out. But instead of looking for the bot lane tower immediately, they just go all in towards the gank in mid lane. So it's fun to be able to see this from Jiejie that you would not see this from ClearLove ordinarily.
Such a variation to think that an LDL jungler would come up and perform well in a third-party tournament, but also look at a game like this and just be so confident is great to see. So big prospects for the jungler of EDG, just alone from the first 2 games. He's looking towards that Black Cleaver, and he's very close once again this early on, but his turret plating is soon to fall down. Let's see what these next 15 seconds hold, because there's an evade again. There's EDG walking back towards bottom.
You're going to see how EDG is utilizing the long lane. Their long lane, they're still going to be throwing Akali up there. Going to be slow pushing that one, maybe getting 2 waves stacked up and towards the top side tower. Not going to be taking the tower, but it's going to be pulling the attention of Changhong at some point. So that's something to watch out for. In the meantime, you can already see EDG trying to make some paving a way through bot side with vision.
Jinoo's just going to ignore this completely. Teleport available for the Akali. Changhong walked down because it wasn't quite up and available, but that is not the case anymore. Scout gets a blue buff too. So now we've got even lanes in the mid lane, but everyone grouping around. Something's going to happen, and DMO want to force the issue.
I think DMO shouldn't, though. Remember the point that I just made that once the two waves start crashing in the top lane tower, Changhong will be responding to that. So he finally is up there, willing to respond. It's now going to be ownership on Jinoo to move with Jiejie towards the bottom side of the map. It's on EDG now to look for a play. And to your point, I think Changhong has been trigger happy for a while. He's been wanting to look for a fight. Any calls for it, any cries, he'll mistakenly be like, oh, you're crying for a fight? I'm coming. All the way from the top lane. No, that's what I'm expecting.
Yep.
But it should be EDG looking for the first blow. I think the bottom tower, Dominus is not willing to fight over. That one at that point is just being milked out, so GALA and Mark lose as much experience as possible.
Maybe they didn't see this transition coming. Changhong might be called out. The undertow is flashed away from. Shuriken flip does land, but you're not going to take that one. So Changhong has to burn a summoner in the process, but now they know where the jungler is. They respond by putting Xiaopeng in the top lane as well. But still, EDG with priority over bot. Looks like the push will finally come through.
And rapid pings on the Scuttle Crab on the top side of the map. Xiaopeng looking to pick that one up is usually risky, seeing that Changhong literally had to flash at that situation. But you already see the push in the mid lane. Twila having a good advantage over Scout means that they should feel confident through mid. And while I made a mention of the jungle matchup being so poor, and the 4 kills for Olaf is just that significant, Scout's been the one suffering on the side of EDG, so they're trying to take advantage of that.
I mean, he's just left in the mid lane to respond. DMO moving across. This is very proactive, and there's no turret there for Jinoo. Let's just go for it, because does he know they're there? Well, he might have seen the Vel'Koz. He's trying to back on the spot. They pick that up. He doesn't even land on the ground. Jinoo needs to die here, but is he out? Perfect execution. Void Rush, he can't avoid it anymore. And Xiaopeng follows him all the way home.
Great response. And if you're EDG, you can't even respond with anything on the bottom side of the map. It was literally, I think Cassiopeia was not only leaning top side, but Meiko was already there. So kind of tough for EDG that had so much pressure towards the Dragon that now they're kind of just a man down. Dominus should be the one trying to fight for it now.
Does look like they're letting up though, Rat. Still in the bottom lane with the lead from Jiejie. They're just going to take it. iBoy has that same lead as well, looking for the Blade Caller, but underneath turret, Jiejie flashes over the wall. Over-ambitious play maybe, but let's just continue it up as Changhong gets the stun onto iBoy. He's dead. Slicing Maelstrom's there. No flash from the Kennen. iBoy is out against all odds.
All right, but at least Dominus still have some teeth in them. They got some heart. Fighting back on that one, because that's just the worst situation. GALA being put underneath the tower now, still had the summoners available, but was able to fight back, get the flash off of Olaf. And if there was a fight position around the Dragon, then you could look towards Jiejie and try and single him out. So no flash on jungle is going to be significant.
That's right, ult burn there as well for what it's worth for the next 20 or so seconds. Still some teeth in him, you said, for Changhong. Well, he showed his fangs there for a quick moment, level 11. On the Kennen. And 2 items now picked up with the Morellonomicon, so Changhong's ready to go again, but that flash is not going to be up for a while. Slicing Maelstrom has some time as well.
Klepto's been doing Changhong wonders. Already has 2 items up and available.
Yeah.
Morellonomicon, Proto Belt, just wanting to be in team fights. The only problem is just... Oh, okay, there we go.
Hello. Goodbye. That's the 3rd Dragon, just been silently taking away. Already picked up the Double Mountain before, but now you got an Ocean on a team that's doing this well in the early game.
That's the sad part about the entire thing if you're Dominus, is that you are ready to fight around your top laner.
Yeah.
Only issue is you just haven't put in the work for the first, I'd say the last 10 minutes to have the vision over the Dragon. EDG's been there consistently, pushing you past that post. So you have no idea. So now another Dragon going over to EDG.
At least for Changhong, he's still being aggressive here onto Jinoo, who has to use the ultimate again. Has not been used aggressively since that first level 6 mark.
But Jinoo's been doing fantastically on weak side.
True.
Ordinarily, you look to weak side tops and be like, all right, how much can you do with, let's say, a carry top laner when you're on the back foot? He's been evading a lot of these ganks, and he still has been matching up pretty well in terms of CS. So already has his Gunblade. He's going to be of use in these team fights. Akali doesn't need much to be able to one-shot an AD carry. This is literally it. He's ready.
I remember GALA fell behind in this lane as well, so... Although the AD carry will have someone like Mark by his side, we'll look away for a second because Meiko They're just getting poked out by Twila. You can see the Vel'Koz has gone for the hose despite no Glacial Augment. Still going to get the slow, still the standard first item for the Tentacle Man in the mid lane. Tentacle Thing.
Tentacle Thing works.
Yep.
I mean, it's a little bit redundant if you're just trying to set up for your knockup. You don't need both the Glacial Augment and the GLP.
That's true.
So at this point, I mean, he's fine in being able to set up his own abilities. That's fine. That's great. I don't think Dominus, with this composition, can fly, though. Yep. Remember the stipulation that I put with their composition is that they need to be, able to abuse the mid lane matchup, able to shove out mid and top the adjacent lane for the major objectives, so you're not outside fighting in. You don't want to be the team trying to punch through a lot of the vision that the enemy team has, because Vel'Koz doesn't give you too much on that one. He actually puts him in a much more vulnerable position. So it's tough. They're in that spot. Technically, they've been playing through topside, but if you're EDG, all you need to do is have Jinoo on the bottom side of the map, and they've already done just that. So EDG getting the vision control. Okay!
A great time to force as well. Twila, we're just talking about you and picking up his first kill of the game. Great pick off onto Meiko now, looking for more in Scout. But for DMO, what do they do with this pick? Because Baron has just spawned, and they've got vision topside.
Well, damn. No, that's all it. That's all you need to do.
That's it? Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
I was actually pretty shocked on that one. I didn't think they'd be able to get a free pick like that. Because the entire point was being able to combat for the vision control. They're starting this one off pretty early, though.
They're really doing it. 20 minutes in, EDG do spot it out. Jiejie is going to need a miracle here to go over the wall, but miracle even more for DMO to continue and get this Baron.
Teleport's there and available for Jinoo. It's going to be on him and whether he wants to commit to this. He's out of he's in Fog of War right now, so he's ready to teleport.
I mean, can they pull him off? Look how low Xiaopeng is. Even a heal's used. Mark goes into the quickness. Changhong comes in, slicing Maelstrom. Petrifying Gaze onto the support. That's enough because Scout's already picked up the kill. They walk on in. The Baron is stolen. And that's not what you want from Dominus. They walk to their death, it looks like, as Jinoo has found the jungler. Easy execution, more like it. And a Scout underneath the turret.
Round him up.
He's going to look for GALA, who's already so low. Zoned on out. The ultimate from the Vel'Koz, but Twila's in the exact same position. They walk forward. They take out the last remnant in GALA. And it was all too easy for EDG.
They just smacked them. Off of what was a great play from Dominus, getting the kill on towards Nautilus. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Might want to put that in a notebook somewhere. All they needed to do was clear out vision. EDG had heavy control around Baron side, around their own red side jungle. All they need to do is push mid, top lane, reclaim control, and then at some point be able to pick up the Baron. They don't have the ability to rush it off just right from the beginning. And they tried to do it anyways, knowing that EDG saw them. They do not need the Nautilus to fight. So I'm a bit pissed off on that one.
Big difference. I'm seeing a huge difference between DMO at the end of spring and now at the start of summer, because this fight was not iconic of their play.
Salt in the wounds is them flashing into the pit and being able to still steal the Baron. So Jiejie on this one, oh, he didn't even flash.
He just walked up.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
How sad.
Thank you.
So he just walks up, smites it, picks it up for himself. I didn't expect that. What I would have expected, is them still being able to pick up Baron, but then just being wrapped around and then slaughtered. But
oh no.
Here we go.
Speaking of which, there's the depth charge. Twila's not getting out. He gets sent into the air. Undertow comes through. They know it's enough as Meiko picks up the tentacle monster, and Twila, his third death of the game. It continues to roll on as EDG now in a big gold advantage. Continue to push up.
Yeah, if you have an Olaf and a Nautilus and you're snowballing, it's incredibly easy to dive.
Thank you, Colonel. That's quite obvious at the
At least he didn't have to flip-flop this game.
Yeah.
He had it right from minute one.
I mean, EDG have been in control, and they're just doing it again, and that's the Petrifying Gaze. Void Rush coming out. Might be an opportunity for Dominus to scout. Already takes down the jungler. Now Mark has to disappear from the fight. GALA doesn't even ult the right way. They're in disarray here, Dominus, as EDG tear them a new one.
This has been a rough one for Dominus, but EDG, from what was a rough and tumble game, but really a spotlight on some individual talent like Jinoo, Scout, Meiko, come in even stronger in game 2. I want to see what they can do to finish this one off. I think the death timers are not long enough. Dominus still has one shot to be able to come right back.
But EDG are going to take the maximum. That's a double inhibitor before 25 minutes in the game. And this is a good side for EDG. This is a great way to start the summer split. If they can take down Dominus in 2-0 fashion, they have a 10k gold lead. They've got another Infernal to look to seal the deal.
And remember, last split, Dominus started strong.
Yeah.
They did pretty dang well in the regular season, picking up wins against team in the top 5, right? They were able to punch above their weight is the major thing with Dominus. But if they're playing, if they continue to play the way they played this set out, they're going to have a real rough time. So take a look at this. I mean, this composition is really easy to run if you're diving. The only concern was the initial damage they had down on Scout. But take a look at Jinoo's positioning. Take a look at, of course, the Kaisa being able to reposition on this one. So they just played it back when Kennen ultimate came through and then just struck where it hurt.
Jinoo, just this silent achiever after the top lane went the way it did. 2 games in a row where Jinoo has had a back and forth laning phase because he's been focused or because there's been a lot going on up there. And you come into this mid game where now Jinoo is just as relevant as he was in game 1.
Yeah, I think he only made one mistake this game. We're just, like, outside of nitpicking, the only one was legitimately picking a fight in a 1v1 when your jungler's down bot side looking to trade.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally it. The entire series he's been performing well, so this is just a really great start for what is for EDG fans. They're coming into this one concerned, right? They didn't start out with Olaf, who performed strong last split. They didn't start with Ray, who was the all LPL top laner, 13. So they came out with 2 unknowns, and they came in and just punched them out.
Some people might be like, who's Jiejie? And you go, oh, here he is. 5-0 Olaf, who 2 games in a row has looked stellar. Absolutely stellar. And I'm excited for his prospects in the summer.
Now, I'm still going to open up that window slightly.
Yeah, open the window.
That maybe DMO can do something to come back into this one.
I'm an optimist, Raz. I think someone like Twila, if he can get that tectonic displacement, if GALA and Mark can get amidst the team fight.
As long as they're not looking at this graphic that's saying that 7K gold is moved over to EDG, as long as they're not doing that, I think they've got some hope left in them. For me, it's going to be on...
Okay. If
All
it's
right,
going to happen
Changhong.
now, it happens with a Kennen.
Yeah.
Slicing Maelstrom onto 2. iBoy does eventually get locked on down, but they can't take him down. The Void Rush into the backline, but iBoy, Killer Instinct, he's still alive. Mark's there as well. He's dead too. It doesn't matter what happens because now Jinoo is in the thick of 3. The Blade Caller locks on down, but GALA just doesn't have enough damage. They get deleted. Jiejie flashes over. Scout's there, and so is Jinoo. Changhong dies at the end, and that is just stellar from EDG.
I was a big fan of them trying to get the kill on Meiko. Easy pickings. But when they tried to dive straight towards iBoy, not happening. And that's going to be the victory there for EDG.
Not today. EDG and DMO. 3 games. No, not this time. It's only the 2, and it's only EDG stamping their foot of authority in the first series of the summer split.
It's a great response. Remember the term.